Hi creatives, greetings from my end, Chidi here, and on this tutorial I'll be sharing with you how I made the one-sided pleat skirt that is on the basic skirt in this picture that you can see. Okay, in the last tutorial or in my previous tutorial on this very dress, what I shared was basically the corset part of this dress. A sewmate requested for this and I decided to show it. So here I have the back pattern already sewn together with the lining, and the dart has been sewn in place. Please, if you're not familiar with this basic skirt pattern making, I'll be linking it in the description box so that you can look at it and you will thank me later, definitely. Here I have my front pattern. You can see that the lining is there complete while the main fabric is on basque waistline. I decided to place it like this so that it will be easy to stitch the darts. After stitching down my darts, I will now be cutting off the lining on the basque. I hope you understand. It makes the stitching of the dart quite easy. Okay, here I am measuring my bust to bust. That is the point that I will be stitching my skirt dart, and I'm also measuring the dart length. Okay, I'll go ahead and stitch the darts, then I will show you what I have. Now here I have stitched down the darts as you can see, and now I'll be trimming off the lining. Beautiful. I'll be using this very pattern, this front pattern, to cut out on paper. Okay, so this is what I have. After cutting it out on paper, I'll be using it to, make the upper skirt that is like a wrap. That is where the emphasis is, because I know that you know how to make a basic skirt, but in case you don't, you can check the description box to see a detailed tutorial on how to draft your basic skirt. Here I just measured about 3.5 on one side and 5.5 on the other, and I drew this slash line that you can see. I'll go ahead and take another level about 2.5 inches and another 2.5 to 3 inches there. Now I'll be connecting it to the other side like a slant. Okay, like a slant. The left side is high while the right side is lower. Yes, our wrapper is tied towards the left, so this has to give an illusion of a wrapper. Okay, that's why the left side is high. I mean, the higher part of the slant line is on the left. I hope you understand. So having done that, I'm going to take a shape that I want this front to be. I'm using my hand to draw out the shape. If you are not okay using your hand, you can use the pattern master or the hip curve or any of this. Okay, use it and it's still perfect. Now I'm connecting this to my hemline. This hem is not up to the length of the skirt that I want. I'll be adding up the length when I'm cutting on fabric. I hope you understand. Here I wanted to cut through this line, and I decided to shift my hand a bit and cut it, because I felt that earlier line was too slim for what I want. Now I'll be working with my main fabric. I'll be spreading my main fabric just as you can see me do. Please, this is not unfold because we don't need it unfold. Okay, I just spread the fabric on the table and I'll be slashing and spreading. That is the most important part of this. Okay, so here I'm just taking the complete length of the skirt and I'll be pinning it down at that spot. Now, having pinned down the necessary places, I'll go ahead and slash and then spread. Watch closely to see what I'm doing. I'm slashing these lines. I'll slash all of them and I will be spreading it equally. I hope you understand. Now, having slashed it, I'm going to go ahead and spread. I'm spreading about 2 inches for each spread. Now, this is what I have. Just 2 inches, and I'll be pinning it down. After pinning down, I'll be cutting out. Guys, don't forget to watch the basic skirt tutorial if you're not familiar with how to draft your basic skirt. Okay, now I'm pinning it down to keep it steady and in place, and I will go ahead and cut my fabric out. Guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel at this point, I will want to implore you to please subscribe and join the family, and you will not regret it. Okay, watch how I'm pleating this over and then cutting out. This is to ensure there is no part of it that is short of fabric. Okay, I pleat, then I cut out. I pleat, then I cut out. That's what I am doing there to avoid shortage of fabric while pleating on the front basic skirt. Okay, now I'll go ahead and cut this out all through, and when I cut it out, I'll be cutting out the lining as well, and then I'll be joining it together. Yes, this will have a lining. I'm just showing the whole process that I took so that you won't be confused at any point. Okay, now I'm cutting out the skirt. As you can see, having cut it out, the next thing I'm going to do is to cut the lining and then turn this curved part of the skirt. I'll stitch it and then top stitch. I'll stitch it, notch, and then top stitch. So here I have stitched that curved part, notched and top stitched, and this is what I have. Now I'm going to pin down the other side that is lying almost straight with the side of the front pattern. Put it in place, and I will be forming my pleats. I already know it's 2 inches pleats that I'll be forming here. Okay, and that is what I am doing. I'll measure to 2 inches and pleat them in place, and then watch how I am pinning it down. Watch closely. So this is how you do yours. I pleated it so that the pleat will be facing up. This is still to give a balanced wrapper illusion. Now, having done this, the next thing to do will be to go ahead and trim off any excess that is at that side, and then stitch it together with the base of the skirt, which is the front pattern, and go ahead and fix to the bodies. I hope you understand. So this is what I have at this point. You can see how lovely it's already looking. Very beautiful. I'm pinning it down more, and here is the hem of the dress. You can see how I am folding it in. This is how I will fold it in and tack it. This upper part I will tack it. Okay, now this is what I have for the pleats. I'm just pinning everything down. I'll go ahead and stitch down this pleated part of the skirt, the pleated upper, to the base. That is the front base. Here I have stitched it down, and I've gone ahead to weave or serge the sides and the hem also. Now this is what I have. I will just go ahead and join this to the bodice. I actually explained this in the previous tutorial, but since I'm working with the skirt, I'll just go ahead and repeat it. Now the middle part of the skirt, that middle, I'll be notching it. Okay, it's the notch that will help you to stitch it down without having any issues. So that mid part will be notched. Just watch closely. I'm just pinning down one side to one side of the bodice, one side of the waist of the skirt to one side of the bodice. So that is what I did there. Watch closely. I am notching this mid so that the other side will be easy to, stitch. See how I'm moving it? You can see that the notch has helped to just move the waist of the skirt the way you please. So this is what I have. I will go ahead and stitch down the second side of the waist, just as you can see. I'll pin it down and stitch it down. I'm showing the whole process so that you will understand perfectly everything I did in this tutorial. If you've not subscribed, guys, go ahead and subscribe, and also turn on your notification bell so that you know each time I upload my beautiful videos. See what we have here. I've gone ahead to join the front. You can see how lovely it is looking with the pleats. I will also go ahead and join the back to the back part of the bodice and go ahead to finish the dress. This is the back part of the skirt. I'll be joining it to the bodice and then close up the sides completely. Feel free to like, comment, and of course subscribe. Just react to the video. Let me know what you think about this video. See how beautiful what we got is. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you understood every part of the skirt making, and I really hope you learned something from this tutorial. Now, after joining this, just as I did, I still added a very short lining to the skirt part. Okay. Now this is what I have. You can see how beautiful it's looking. Are you gonna try this? Try it out and let me know what you got. I'll be glad to see your outcome. So this is all for this tutorial basically. Thanks guys for watching, and see you in my next one.